What's up? This is Talisman Talks short number 5. Today we have Erik Wells and Isaac Wheeler. They're both seniors. They're both on the boys wrestling team. We're happy to have them. How are you guys today?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
Doing just fine.
So you guys just recently won the conference for wrestling, OCC champions. How does that get determined? Is that any different from like other sports?
Not really. It's who beats the most people. Like if anyone goes undefeated, they're the champs. Yeah. And then it comes down to who beats who and how.
Gotcha. So what was your record this year in the conference?
Right now we're undefeated. We haven't lost.
Sweet. How many more games do you guys have?
We have one duel senior night next week against Franklin Heights.
Got it. So what were some goals you guys set at the start of the season?
The beginning, it was mainly to win the OCC. It's every year we have that goal. That's the big main one. A couple of smaller goals, work push ourselves harder in practice because we have less time. Now that we have 2 different teams, as we're separated more, and just make sure everyone completes their own separate goals in their own ways.
I remember, I think it was 2 weeks ago, you won a match. I don't remember exactly what it was. Was that to clinch the OCC or something? I remember, I think they had more pins, but we won more.
It was North, yeah.
North? Okay.
So with wrestling, it's really weird how ties come down to it. There's 6 different criterias, and thankfully we won on the 4th. The 4th one is pins, so when it came down to it, I had to either pin the kid or we would lose the match.
Okay,
And so the first one is penalties, team points. No one had any team points. Second one is player penalties. No one had any penalties. Third one is total. It's either total wins or pins, and it was equal pins. And then the last one, we had more overall wins than them, so we won the duel.
Okay, yeah, I remember seeing the video of you. Yeah. After you got it, yeah, that was cool.
So didn't we recently had the Riemann Invitational? So I've always been curious, but never really had a good chance to ask. What exactly is that? How'd that start?
So at first it was for the Riemann family because they were all really big in the sport. Everyone, even their parents, did that. And then the Riemann's mother, she had passed away. She got cancer. It came out of the blue, and she passed away. So now it's used to honor her and then to honor other wrestling mothers throughout every school. And the biggest thing with the Riemann Invitational is every single team gets to honor one mother at the tournament. So they get to pick one mother, and they are, before the championship ceremony, they are honored. They're given a mug, and they get to show respect for the team moms.
That's cool.
And then the senior boys on our team are given bouquets to give to their moms, or just whoever's in that position. So.
That's cool. Who was our mother this year?
Mrs. Halliday.
Miss Halliday. Devin's mom.
That's lovely cool. Lady.
Yeah.
Yes, very.
Very nice. So we won OCC, right?
Yes.
What's the next step then? Where do we go?
As a team, there's not much because we're not in the state duels. So it's more. The next goal is it's becoming towards a sprint, just getting towards the Shaughnessy Center, which is where we hold states.
Okay.
So it's just all individual, basically.
Okay.
And do we know, obviously there's some people you would expect to go further than others, things like that. Who are some of the main people that we're expecting to go to states?
Devin Halliday, obviously, is very good. I'm expected. We have a lot of kids expected to at least make it to districts. So me, Devin, possibly Cooper Fry. He's on the throw by. Yeah, and we have he transferred here from name's Van Hoos. He got fourth in the state at Alabama. So he's a really good kid. We're expecting him to at least try and get to Shaughnessy Center. Gotcha. Not very many for the state, but a whole lot for districts.
Okay.
Does the competitions like that? Does grade have any impact on it, or is it just weight class?
It's strictly weight class.
Gotcha. So last year, would I be right in saying that it was just Devin who made it to states? How far was it? I don't know too much about the different levels.
So it's kind of like most high level sports. So you got your sectionals, and you place top 4 at sectionals. You get moved to districts. You place top 4 at districts, then you make it to states. It's 3 levels.
Okay, where are we at right now?
We have sectionals in 2 weeks.
Okay,
we haven't started.
Got it.
So what kind of things do you guys do at practice? Like what has led up to you guys being so successful?
Every day before the coaches arrive, we have individual time, which is the team is split in 3 groups. We have the lightweights, the middleweights, and the heavyweights. And then each day, it's a section off spot for someone to do something. Like we use agility ladders, we use the bike, or we do just drilling. And you do that for 30 minutes. And then every day we have daily drills, which is the core basics, and we do them every single day. And 2 out of the 5 days we practice, we'll have a new technique or more drilling. And then every other day we have either conditioning or live.
Gotcha. Is that kind of like the standard for like wrestling teams, or is that like kind of?
So most every team will have that set drills that they see as like the core and that every kid needs to know. And then so they'll always have their own daily drills, and then it branches off. Some teams do more conditioning, some teams do more technique than others.
Gotcha. And what are some things that Coach Lamb like puts into the team that is different from?
The thing he does really well as a coach is he coaches you based on what you expect from yourself, because every year, like his top kids, he asks everyone what their goals is, and then he bases how he coaches you off of what you want. So like if you tell him you just want to have someone to be there for you and like you just want to wrestle to have fun, he's supportive, he'll help you, he's always there for you, he's not getting down on you. But if you tell him, I want to make it to states, I want to get that far, he'll hound on you, he'll push you hard, he'll make sure you're doing everything right. So he bases his coaching off what you want, not what he wants.
Okay. Do we want to Colin's fact of the day?
I sure can't give it. So I was looking for it today, and I thought I'd do something human related. I don't know why I felt that way, but I usually pick a category and stick with it. Today I went animals. There are a lot of things that make humans different than every other kind of species on the planet. This is one that I don't think a lot of people know about. Humans, think about how many species of different animals and mammals and birds and whatnot that are on the planet, and we are the only ones that can blush. I find that crazy.
That's a cool fact.
Think about the different facial structures and it's not like we're the only ones with white, soft faces. You think maybe a penguin, like some sort of like lemur, something could blush. Nah, we're the only ones. Okay. So think about that. Only kind of species on the entire planet that has any sort of blushing mechanism is us. So next time you're blushing, don't think about how embarrassed you are. Think about being unique. So you're the only species that can do it.
Colin does not miss with the facts.
That was an amazing
fact.
fact.
3 for 3.
Remember, kids, whenever you're embarrassed, you're just unique.
Exactly.
I'm still thinking about that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I've never seen like Ned
come to
like
think of it,
blushing.
there's no
You
other
can't, yeah.
animal to see blush. I just never really thought about it like that.
So back to wrestling. What is Seal Week like?
Awful.
Yeah.
To be frank, yes,
Awful.
it is absolutely. We should call it Hell Week. It's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
It's grueling. Surprisingly, it's more mentally grueling than it is physically.
I believe that.
We do so much, and I think the biggest part of it is you never know what's next.
Yeah.
We don't have any set, like we don't have, this day is always, every year it's the same thing. And he'll throw, like, Lamb loves to throw like pointers out, and then it'll be completely opposite. But the worst part is never knowing what is next, because you're like, I have to set this time, because you want to be what we call like frogman. It's what SEALs call when people complete it. It's the frogman. So if you want that, you have to prepare your body to go through all this. So you want to plan ahead so you know what you get through. But the problem is you never know what's next. So it could be the easiest day or it could be the hardest day next, and you have no idea.
It's 5 days?
Yes.
Right? Monday through Friday?
Yeah, Monday through Friday. And sometimes, like, once every year sometimes we have to do a break on Friday because either Lamb or someone has something going on, and then Saturday. Those are the worst years because usually Saturday is 10 times harder because we've had a break.
Yeah. Am I correct in saying 2 people finished it this year?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I know one of them was Devin, right?
Yeah, it was
Who was
Devin and then Aubrey.
Okay. All right.
Didn't one of the Wells twins get it, or no?
I think they were off by one day.
I got you. Okay.
But I think that is one of the main things that we do as a team. We don't separate boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The only way
Yeah.
we separate it is by timing. So the girls have a little bit different times than boys do. They have a little bit different weights, but we all do it together.
How many people made it to day 5?
20?
No, well, like still in it to get Frogman. I want to say maybe 2 to 4.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually so the first day you usually get a lot of people. By day 3, you're down to like 5.
What is Frogman?
It's what
Like-
so in the Navy SEALs when they have SEAL Week, it's what they call people who complete it within the set time that is given. If you complete it all 5 days, and you're considered Frogman.
Like, for example, one of the things we usually do is we run down to Blue Limestone and we run up and down a hill. And if you can get up and down that hill within like 60 seconds, you can make Frogman time, or just whatever workout they planned on doing in like what certain reps, what certain time.
If you get out like on say day 2 or something, do you still do the exercises through day 5?
Yeah.
You just don't.
You just don't have a chance of getting Frogman.
Got it,
Everyone
okay.
like,
That makes sense,
Even
yeah.
if you get out, you can still keep going. It's just
You probably have to still go.
it's not mandatory.
Oh, really?
It's
completely
actually
Would it get like held
Tech-
against you if you?
no. Actually, they only do it if someone asks. So if there's a year where no one asked to do SEAL Week, he won't do it. We only ever do SEAL Week if someone asks. This year it was the Wells twins who asked to do it, and you don't have to show up. He doesn't expect people to show up. He actually expects the numbers, like when people do a show up, he expects to not have very many kids at all by like day 3.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I thought it
me
was
either.
like
I thought it was like a practice thing.
So how is it like a formal thing? Like, or they're just like, hey, like, by the way, we should
Well,
do
yeah,
that.
it's usually we have SEAL. They give us a set week, like, hey, this will be SEAL Week. If you want to compete, come out and compete. If not, no biggie.
Gotcha. Is there like a correlation usually between like the people who participate and the people who like tend to do better?
Yeah, definitely. So usually people that get Frogman usually go on to have a great season, mainly because they have that mental strength along with the physical endurance. And I mean, even people who show up either like they can't finish a day or like they can't make it through, they still like show more toughness than other kids who don't show up at all.
Yeah. What, like, if you had to guess, what percentage of people do show up for that? Because I know you're saying like it's not.
Show up and stay for the entire week, or just show up on the first day.
I don't know. I guess stay. I don't know.
Usually, like, I want to say maybe half the team, or half or less, will show up on the first day, and by the end of the day, you might have a quarter of the team by the end of the week.
Okay.
How did you two do during it?
I was injured, so I could not compete.
I did compete. I'm one of the few people who have like completed all 5 days throughout my entire high school career. So that is an accomplishment. Not quite Frogman, but it's still cool. So,
Colin, what time are we at?
We are at 13 minutes and 15 seconds.
Awesome. Is there anything else you guys were hoping to get out while you're here?
It's all good for me.
Awesome.
OCC champs.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
OCC champs.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
for your time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having us on.
Yeah, it was fun.